Welcome back to the LCS lock-in tournament. Today we've got LYON versus FlyQuest. This is the lower bracket round 1. Let's get right into the games. Well, let's get into the draft. So, looking at this draft, FlyQuest have insane scaling, right? Gwen jungle, Sion top, at Seraphine, Orianna. Obviously, they have insane scaling. LYON's comp obviously scales worse. Renekton, Nocturne. Not champs that typically do well in the ultra late game, but are very potent in the early and mid game. To me, the biggest question in this draft would be how would bot lane go? I think if Jhin Nico wins, that's going to go a long way to making this line comp have an advantage. Because the way I see mid and top lanes are essentially the same, but just in reverse. Orianna is kind of a lane bully into Azir. But like Azir people would say would traditionally outscale. And then the same with Renekton, where Renekton is a lane bully into Sion, but Sion is going to outscale. But Renekton is no slouch in some games, depending on the enemy comp. Although this is a game where I actually think Renekton doesn't scale that well at all. So, sort of just depending on how the games play out, and the lanes play out are going to really affect like what my instinct on this draft would be. But to me, I would say if FlyQuest can sort of shut down the plays from LYON and just sort of scale up, then they should have a better comp. But that, depends on gameplay. Just looking at the lanes, it looks like Jhin Nico's doing fine, but not like huge advantage. The first thing that happens this game tends to be a trend, and they're also talking about it on the broadcast at the time. So, in this instance, Inspired just did top crab. The Griffin on Gwen is trying to steal the enemy Raptors for this top crab. Now, the second crab that spawns always gets the jungler's level 6, so Inspired hits level 6 here, and these Raptors just don't spawn fast enough. Frankly, just a bit hopeful from Griffin, and a pretty obvious error. He knows pretty quickly that he's dead. But yeah, honestly, not a good start for Griffin or FlyQuest here. And really good that Nocturne, as soon as he hit level 6, gets a kill and gets an Ultimate Hunter stack. That's really nice, and gets him ahead. I don't really know how the early lane is supposed, or excuse me, the early jungle matchup is supposed to go, but I'd say Nocturne being able to get to level 6 without anything crazy happening is good. And this is sort of unrelated, but Azir is not supposed to be winning this lane already, and this is a favorable trade for him, and the wave's in a good spot for him. At the same time, LYON and FlyQuest bot lane are contesting, but you have to be very careful when you contest against Jhin, because once he hits level 6, he does so much damage from an uncontestable range. And it's actually a bit sloppy from FlyQuest in my opinion, because Masu is very close to level 6. He should know, they should know Jhin is going to hit 6 very soon, very shortly. So, not a very good death from FlyQuest bot lane. Bit unfortunate there. But this is going great so far for LYON, absolutely. FlyQuest, do the Drake. I think the reason they don't contest this from LYON's side... Actually, I think they do contest this, sorry. Some of these games I looked at farther ago, but LYON is trying to contest, they're just here too late, and they decide to fight afterwards. And the way that this starts is just super losing. Griffin doesn't have flash on the Gwen, so every time he gets ulted by Nocturne, he's always going to get feared. There's not really a way that he can avoid it. So FlyQuest got the dragon, but Griffin goes down again, which is really bad. Gwen is not a champ that does well on low income. You definitely need your gold. So this is what I was thinking originally, is the Nocturne, because he has no ulti, even though, he's killed Gwen twice, doesn't opt to contest the grubs, just continues his full efficiency. It's Inspired. Inspired is very patient and efficient as a jungler. he very often plays in a way that minimizes risk and wants to make quite guaranteed plays, and he does it very effectively. He often doesn't misjudge a situation, so when he goes for a play, it often works out, and it's why it's been so successful for him as a player. So Griffin and Gakkos try to gank this Renekton, and this is one of those examples of Renekton's power, even though he isn't hard stomping the Scion. There aren't many top lane champions that would not only get a CS lead 1v1 against Scion, but also can survive and expunge an entire gank and live to tell the tale. This is something, you know, it's not going to show up as a huge flashy moment for the Renekton, but that is a huge part of Renekton's power there, is just being able to fight there, not die, and get inspired the kill. Now, okay, Saint gets really hyphy and goes for the kill, but it doesn't end up working. A 2v2 that was good. So while I was yapping, there was something that was happening. So Azir's basing, and he's going to TP behind. This is warded though, so FlyQuest do instantly see that it's TPing and Orianna's coming without going mid-wave. So there's actually a quite fast reaction. Saint tries to go for Masu, but he misses the E onto the Ashe. And because he misses the E, he's under tower and then gets Ori ulted, and he has no flash because he flashed up the arrow. So it ends up just being a 1-for-1. But still, you know, a good idea, at least. This is a really smart idea from LYON, in my opinion. And while it didn't work out the way they would have hoped, it's still good for them, I would argue. Okay. So the next sequence is here. This is a really good read from Inspired, knowing that there's a good chance that Griffin goes for this gank top lane. And that's a straight up counter gank. Now, Inspired doesn't have anything else to do, and he wants to stay topside because the crab's coming up soon. Although he is basic, so maybe it's not for a while. But really smart from Inspired to be there. And then this gank mid from the Jhin is so weird. The reason this works is usually when somebody is ganking the mid lane from bot lane, it's the support. And Isles, if you look down here, is, you know, pretending like things are happening over here. But because it's just so uncommon for the 80 carry to gank here, I think FlyQuest just wasn't ready to be communicative about the fact that the 80 carry can be here. So that's another kill. Game's going, you know, it's 5k goal late, 14 minutes. The game's basically unplayable. And we'll just see how LYON cleans the game up. Griffin tries to sneak the Herald, but it gets blue orb, so he runs away, and then LYON get the Herald. I don't think we should be fighting from FlyQuest. We are so weak. We definitely need some more items, get more item breakpoints. So we'll just skip past that. Okay. So this is one of the things I really like about so it's a bit hard to tell, but Saint is going to be freezing this. It's when he's moving like this, it means that he's going to hold this wave and deny some CS. So Quad, seeing that in the bottom in the map here, just runs top. And Saint, if he had pushed, this wave that's here would be at the tower already, and Quad wouldn't have this timer to go top. But because Saint froze and Quad identified that, they recognize that there's a play to go top lane here. However, it doesn't end up doing anything. Nothing happens. Nocturne's here, and it's a Renekton, and you've tried killing this guy a bunch of times and it hasn't worked, and he just ulted early. So it's not going to work. If Orianna did not have TP, this would be really bad. But Orianna has TP. I feel like this kind of play is really good, even though it doesn't do anything. You're forcing LYON to be playing well. If Inspired's not there on that timing, then potentially that's an avenue back into the game. But LYON was on top of it there. So Dragon's coming up in 30 seconds. And FlyQuest want to kill Dokla. Unfortunately, this hasn't worked any of the other times. So he does get away. And it's just a free dragon. I believe that's all this is. They try, they get a flash, but it's just a free dragon. And eventually. They don't do the dragon immediately. I like forgot, but okay, let's just move on. I forgot that they don't do the dragon. He like steals some camps and then does his own red. And what's weird is Quad dies here, and I'm pretty sure it's because they just always thought that that LYON would be doing the dragon, but he just gets solo killed because he's trying to push. Quad can't walk up here. It's pretty simple, but I think, like me, FlyQuest is just assuming that Inspired is doing the dragon on every single global, essentially. So, because now Inspired is doing the dragon and has no ulti, a play onto the Renekton is much more likely to work. Dokla goes in on Geckos because he was under the tower and Griffin's here. So Dokla is now trying to survive. Doesn't have flash, but manages to survive anyway. There just isn't enough damage because this Gwen is so far behind. 0-4, now 0-5. Excuse me. I like yawn when I talk, so that's why I just yawn all the time. I'm not actually tired. I just whenever I'm talking, I yawn. So Gwen's dead, and the LYON decide, hey, it's time to pull Baron. Get the Nash. And I would say up to this point, LYON has played pretty well. Like, I was pretty impressed. I think this is a pretty strong showing, but this is where this is where I'm less impressed with how LYON is playing. You would, highest goal differential at 20, you'd think that LYON would win quickly from this significant of a lead, but they really don't. They really take it slow. With Baron, they're going to push mid bot, and I would say on a 20-minute or close near 20-minute Baron, you getting all the tier 2s is expected. Like, it's pretty easy to get all the tier 2s, especially when you're up 9k gold. But you'll notice that Inspired, if you just look at him on the minimap for a second, he's just farming his camps. And all of LYON base, we didn't just like sit there and take all the towers. And now we're going to steal red. We still haven't taken any tier 2s. We took mid tier 1, but that's it. And after taking the red Inspired bases again, he doesn't even get, he gets a seal sigil, and he's going back to farming. And I understand why this is happening, but I just don't think we need to be this efficient at 20, like with Baron. We could have taken all 3 tier 2s in my opinion, but instead we're like maximizing our farm on Nocturne. I don't really know why they feel like they can't take towers. So I really didn't like this from LYON. We do eventually dive, but Baron's gone now, so it's a bit strange. If we do this when Baron's up, then now like we're gonna get everything. We're probably gonna get an inhib tower if we manage to do this while the Baron is up. But okay, a no Baron means no tier 3s. We do get, or LYON do get mid and bot tier 2s, but I would argue that they should really be snowballing this faster. Now, FlyQuest, I think, demonstrated regular lack of communication between the multiple members on their team. So this all starts, remember, Quad is dead right now. The Orianna is not alive. And for some reason, FlyQuest is trying to make a play onto this Renekton. I get that Nocturne is bot lane, but the Orianna is dead. Is no one saying like Azir has TP? Because as soon as Azir TPs, they all just run away, and they lose this basically 4v5. I guess 4v4, because Nocturne doesn't even have ult yet. So good, like, I wouldn't even say good play from LYON. I'd say bad play from FlyQuest. And this is a complaint that a lot of, or a critique, rather, that a lot of people have had about FlyQuest is they are really bad at not making their games worse. When they start losing, they lose really quickly. They have no solid playing losing position skills. They just like explode games when they're behind and get absolutely destroyed. So, I mean, this game is, they're up 16k gold. I don't know what to tell you. There doesn't need to be any macro. They're just going to hit Nash. And there doesn't need to be macro, but I was really not happy with how LYON was playing this out, because this is a 16k gold lead, and they're making it look like it's actually hard to finish this game. I don't understand, from LYON's perspective, two things. One, why are we even turning yet? Like, we have infinite vision. Why are we turning? Is one question I have. We literally see the Gwen. We can just take this Baron, in my opinion. But okay, let's pretend that we are supposed to turn. Why are we not ulting the Ashe with no flash? Why are we ulting the Scion? We have a Renekton here. We could have a Nico like not on top of our whole team. He's here. He could just like walk around this guy. We could let Scion walk in, let the whole team walk in closer. But instead, we nocturne ult the Scion, and we turn so early that all of FlyQuest is so far away that they don't die. And yeah, we get some flashes and stuff, but like, it shouldn't be this hard. Like, the game should be over. They're up 16k gold, and then they start Nash again, and now they have no Nocturne ulti, no Renekton ulti, no Jhin ulti. It's 4v5. Isles has a good idea for an engage. It's not like super effective, but it's a good idea. And the only reason they win this fight, 4v5, is because they're 16k gold up. This fight is pretty close, considering it was 4v5, 16k gold deficit. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't even be close. They got engaged on and they still managed to almost win. Seraphine, I think, missed everyone too. Like, okay. Very silly in my head. LYON take an inhib tower. I think this is one of those instances where FlyQuest like lose the game for no reason instantly instead of just not doing that. So here, FlyQuest walk into the topside jungle. There is literally nothing happening in top. Like, they can just lose that red, it's fine, but then they all just die. Like, this game's over, okay? This game has been over for like 8 years. Basically, I was very unimpressed with the way LYON ended this game, but I was very impressed with the way they, you know, got their huge lead. That was really good. Okay, so now talking about game 2. This draft, I made sure to keep like this because I really don't like FlyQuest's decision to draft in this order. So LYON had first pick here. So it's Varus first pick, then Vi Ahri. The reason I don't like FlyQuest's draft is we banned Ryze Sylas. Ryze makes perfect sense. Very strong champ of the patch and a good matchup to Ahri. We banned Sylas, I'm assuming, because we don't want to play against Sylas as Ahri Vi. But in my opinion, Aurora is the best champ into Vi. And is a very strong champ, and is just a stronger champ than Sylas. So I'm not entirely sure what we're banning Sylas for, and why we're prioritizing Vi Ahri instead of Vi Aurora. But this doesn't make any sense to me, and I don't like this from FlyQuest. LYON's obviously going to have a stronger bot lane because they first pick Varus, OP champ. The Malphite is a good adaptation because Sylas is banned. You can pick Malphite very early. Additionally, I don't like how we managed to have Alistar into Poppy, which is a good matchup for Poppy, but the team with Alistar also has Vi and Ahri, who Poppy's also good into those. So it's a really insane Poppy angle. And okay, Dokla has to blind pick Asante because he's top lane, and he gets Olaf'd, which sucks. But you know, that's like, that always happens. Happens like every game top lane. So Not a fan of the FlyQuest draft for lots of reasons, multiple reasons. I think Olaf has to do a lot of work to make this draft look really good. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, and this is going to be relevant for next game especially, is so in game one, in every game this series, Inspired started Raptors and Wolves. And when you start Raptors and Wolves, or excuse me, Raptors and then went Krugs. He never started a buff, he always started Raptors. When you start Raptors, you have to be really careful about getting invaded. In game one and game two, that didn't happen. We didn't get invaded. I didn't go back and check game one, but in this game, I don't understand why we're not invading the Raptors as Vi, frankly. Like, we have bot prio. Our Ari is probably better in a fight than Aurora is because Ari has charm, and CC tends to be really overpowered in early fights and early skirmishes. I also just can't imagine that Malphite beats Vi 1v1. So, with support diff and way more CC on the side of FlyQuest, I feel like we should be contesting these Raptors and punishing the Malphite for starting Raptors. But, like, nothing happens. Now, this is fine. It's not like the game's over now. But remember this for next game, because I think this comes into play. So, I talked about how Olaf, in my opinion, is the crux of this FlyQuest team comp. And LYON managed to find a timing where they can gank this Olaf. And this is really good because post 6 is where this lane gets difficult for the Cassante. Pre 6, it's not that bad. Post 6 is where it's bad. And getting this kill is really going to help the Cassante. Also, something I didn't mention was the junglers are mismatched. So the Vi will always be bot side here. We'll never ever be able to match. The junglers will always be mismatched in this game, it's called. And okay, because Malphite showed top, Vi is going to start Dragon. Makes perfect sense. And here, Griffin tries contesting these again, has the support here. But because he's kind of low, he actually can't take these, even though he assumes that Inspired's doing top crab, which he pings. But Aurora and Poppy can probably kill Vi from her HP if she gets stunned into a wall. So I understand why you didn't go for it. But it does feel a bit bad. I think Griffin may have lost some confidence. That I understand not going for those Raptors, but it's something that could indicate a lack of confidence. But something that definitely indicates a lack of confidence is here, where I understand that Malphite has Zeeks and has a full item and is really strong, but Ari has push. So I feel like we should at least be like staring at this guy. We have our mid laner first, but we just let Malphite take the scuttle in front of us, which to me doesn't make any sense. Like, if we're gonna stand there, like, at least contest the scuttle when you have mid prio, even if you think you lose 1v1. I don't really understand it. Plus, Inspired is using the spells on the crab and stuff, so it's not even like it's gonna be a fully equal trade. I'm not a huge fan. And then Inspired manages to sneak a grub, which is good. I might be wrong about how fightable that 1v1 is, though. It is possible, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it would be that bad. I feel like if Malphite doesn't press R, like the shield from Vi is going to do a lot of work, especially because of the healing from the crab that they're both going to hit. Okay, next situation is this dragon. So I've talked before in one of the other videos about how I feel like around this time in the game, you have to be very careful using spells on the supports because you simply do not have enough damage to kill the support and then everybody else. And in this case, we flash onto the Poppy with Vyar. We accidentally knock her away, which is really bad. But honestly, like, I feel like even if we did that, like, it wouldn't matter. Like, I feel like this isn't a worthwhile use of the Vi ulti. And the what's it called? the usage of all of like that commitment from Vi to me doesn't really seem worth it. Inspired does something really smart here where he does the top grab before he goes and kills the dragon, because otherwise he would lose the top grab because, you know, it's top lane or top jungle. Okay, here, bot lane. So this is very undisciplined from FlyQuest again. Bad communication. Enemy mid has prio. Our jungler is doing Krugs, and we're trying to cheese the enemy AD carry. So I don't understand. I mean, I do understand. It was just lacking communication. They just thought they would kill the Varus faster, but Varus doesn't go down, and now they're overextended. So a pretty silly, in my opinion, mistake for FlyQuest, kind of unnecessarily losing when they really don't have to. So they try to gank top because it's a cross map. You want to do something. This is a good idea from FlyQuest. I like this plan. And they do kill Dokla, I think. The problem is, in this case, Varus has CP, and this Varus CP kills all of them because Saint gets to kill Griffin 1v1, and Berserker TPing behind them made them run into Inspired, who had ulti, and a huge team fight from LYON. Already not looking good for FlyQuest, but Masu gets to farm. But okay, 2 kills is a lot for the Varus. Okay, so this is what Fly is trying to do whenever they're going for these plays. The Vi is skipping camps by being here. She has lots of her camps up, but opts to just camp this bush, and it ends up working out. These are plays that, for the most part, are only good if they work and are bad otherwise, because Vi's wasting time not farming her camps. She did Gromp and then didn't do any of her camps, but now she managed to cheat the system, get a kill, get some control back in the game, get some gold back into the game. Quad is ahead, and nobody else is on the side of FlyQuest. So very good play from Griffin there. All right. Now, the byproduct of using both Vialt and Arialt onto the Poppy is that Herald is now gone. We're not going to fight this as FlyQuest, which is understandable. Okay. So this is an interesting situation. So it's been about 2 minutes. All of the ultimates are up. All the summoners are up from everybody. And Dragon's up. I looked at this game state, and I don't know why we came to the conclusion that we should not fight this as FlyQuest. I don't think the game gets easier. I wouldn't think so. I think FlyQuest can run out of damage against the LYON comp, and if the game goes too long, it could be possible that the Cassante and Malphite and Poppy just take too much damage for Ahri, Ezreal, Vi. Olaf isn't a consistent damage source unless he's in ult, and you know, when he's in ult, he'll do a lot of damage, but he can't always be in ult. And if he ults to kill somebody like the Varus or the Aurora or the Poppy, but then it runs out in the team fight, now there's not a lot of damage in that case. So I understand not fighting this and going for another play, but I just don't know if we can afford to be so defensive at this moment in time. I guess it's fine objectively. There's nothing that wrong with going top to kill Dokla here instead of contesting Dragon, but I don't know, it just feels wrong to me that we're not even trying to fight this. Like, we're not so behind that we can't play the game anymore. So it's good. They do eventually kill Dokla here, and Cryogen is defending quad on the bot dive. So this is kind of like an extended trade where we're trading bot conditions for top conditions, and LYON get a kill and FlyQuest, excuse me, LYON get the dragon and FlyQuest get the kill. So FlyQuest has sort of crawled back a little bit of the lead. And now the game is very close to equal, other than composition difference. And Dokla here, this is kind of a top laner move where you kind of just think you can't die, and then you die. So Cryogen is just here. It's a bit strange that he's here, so I understand why Dokla is doing this, but he tries to TP up, but gets stunned by Cryogen and goes down. Okay. Another kill for FlyQuest, and the Olaf is now back into the game, so that's really nice. The sorry. Yeah. So Dragon's up in 2 minutes, and Herald, we've dropped Herald because it was running out. I'm pretty sure. We used it top, which is a bit strange. We're not using it mid. But what's interesting to me is that Aurora is top and not Cassante, and we're not using the Herald on mid tower. I guess because we lose on side, on the Malphite side, we don't want to use. We think we won't get the top tower, but I don't know. It doesn't seem that effective. I feel like we should have just used it mid. And having this mismatch of Cassante versus Ahri and Aurora versus Olaf, I think benefits Lion a lot, because the Olaf like can't really play that well into Aurora. So it was a bit strange to me, the lane assignments there. I think that sequence was just a bit strange. Now we're talking about Dragon, Inspired kind of egoing them. This is essentially the pre-contest. At any point in time here, a fight could break out, but nothing happens for a while. The game revolved around dragons for the most part in this one. So, Star Dragon, Poppy ulting. Nothing crazy. FlyQuest back on the dragon. Lion has control of mid-wave. Dokla's taking literally 0 damage. Cryogen is low, but still has ulti. It's still fine. Quad is getting blocked by Dokla. FlyQuest is trying to mask the poke. And Masu is just so low that he goes down. Good engage from Lion. I think FlyQuest needs to pull the trigger first if they want to win this fight. I think that's basically what it comes down to. If we go back, Masu just took a lot of damage. Quad's pretty split. I also don't like that Quad is the one that isn't near the Vi, because I feel like the Vi... Also, I just realized we Vi ulted the Poppy, which I don't like again. Still, I think we should be Vi ulting the Varus, and then we should be one-shotting him. But, that's easier said than done, of course. But still a good fight for Lion. Now they have a huge gold lead. Oops, sorry. 4.5k gold lead. And, okay, some things happen. Like, I think we get bot tower from FlyQuest perspective. But, okay, nothing really happens until Jack's Dragon. So we're just going to skip ahead till that moment. Okay. So, this dragon, basically nothing happens. And Fly is trying to cross map again to Dokla. And FlyQuest not fighting this dragon, I think, if we go back for a second. So, FlyQuest not fighting this dragon. Oh, I can't see the items. FlyQuest not fighting this dragon, I think, makes more sense, because when I look at the items, they look a lot worse. Death cap to Seekers. Needless. 3 items to 2 items on jungle. Top lane. Olaf is stronger, but it's kind of close. So I understand not fighting this from FlyQuest this time. So I think going top makes sense, especially because you could try to take like a tier 2. Dokla does get caught. He's taking a lot of damage. Bile comes in. The Cassante ult goes over the Orb of Deception, so Dokla doesn't go down. But with how much effort spent to defend Dokla, this fight eventually goes FlyQuest's favor. So a good play from FlyQuest. A nice cross map. I like this cross map much more than the other one. I feel like especially the mid items look a lot worse. But okay. We continue. This was a pretty boring game. It was relatively long. Here there's a fight. And this is the mechanic I was talking about why I like Aurora into Vi, where you just ult and you're just completely fine. This is why I think we should pick Vi Aurora instead of Vi Ahri, but okay, whatever. There is a fight here, but like nothing happens, so we'll just get past it. And at this point in time, the FlyQuest comp is going to struggle to deal the damage to kill the tanks from LYON. This Malphite is randomly 4 items, an entire item up on his Cassante. Cassante is Cassante. So there's a lot of tankiness from the side of FlyQuest, and I just don't think FlyQuest was coordinated in their way of engaging these fights. So if you look at Griffin, he's like full sending it onto the Aurora, but there's just no follow-up. Ahri is over here, Ezreal's over here. Ezreal should have ulted probably, but he gets ulted away, and now Saint is basically fine in this fight. Like there's not really anything crazy. Dokla presses, Gakkos presses R, but has to run away. And now with FlyQuest basically having no juice left, they don't have any ability to get through these tanks now. The Protoplasm comes in, the Cassante is in the front line, and Saint gets another Q flash onto Masu. That's the second one of the game. And okay, now it's Mountain Soul for LYON, which okay is basically game over. Let's be honest. They couldn't kill them before. Now they're super not going to be able to kill them. Isles does die. He was like making sure that no one was coming. Okay, so match time. Griffin is cheesing bot in alcove. I do like this. I think this makes sense. Although you have to make sure you're only taking this on like a super winning fight, because unless you're literally going to lose the game off of it, you probably don't want to lose the game off of this flank. Because Ahri is pushing top, Cassante matches and goes top, but the Vi gets seen on the bot alcove by this blue orb, and LYON is very aware. Somehow Masu is low again and just gets killed by Inspired under the tower. I mean, I say somehow. It's obviously Varus' poke, but I feel like Ezreal's pretty good at not dying to this poke. And this turns into a huge fight. And unfortunately for FlyQuest, I'm pretty sure LYON just win this fight and win the game off it. Yeah. So, you know, I like this idea from Griffin, but it didn't end up working out. Oops, excuse me. And now we're on to game 3. Game 3 draft. So game 3 draft's pretty cool. LYON has basically normal champs. The FlyQuest team has Sona. And to me, this Sona is really going to make or break this FlyQuest team comp. I think that the Rumble is a huge advantage. You definitely would rather be Rumble than Galio top. The Talia into Cassio is annoying for Cassio, but it is fine enough. Cassio can make some plays. And the jungle matchups is Wukong's and Zhao. I think Wukong's slightly favored, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. It all comes down to, will Corki Nami get a significant advantage or any advantage against Lucian Sona? And how do FlyQuest utilize this Sona? Because one of the disadvantages of Cassio and Lucian, and even Xin Zhao to an extent, is they're pretty susceptible to poke. And with a Nami Corki and a Talia, there are a lot of poke tools from the side of LYON. So I would have to see more Sona to like know for sure if I think this champ is good or bad. But I would lean towards Sona is probably not worth it enough for the disadvantage in this draft, because I don't think she actually stops poke that well. Okay, so we have to go back to last game where we were talking about the second Raptors that Inspired started. And this is what I think happened. Okay, so after the game, the coaches went to Griffin and said, why didn't you contest the Raptors, the first Raptor spawn? And Griffin's like, oh yeah, I should have done that. Then, thinking that, Griffin's like, I need to contest this Raptor spawn. So he does it again. But the reason that it was good to do it last game was that you had the support advantage. The Alistar was pushing the Poppy under the tower. This time, Isles is here, Isles is here before Griffin is. So, FlyQuest is trying to make this happen, but LYON is extremely prepared for this, and obviously they're going to win a 3v2. It's just completely unfightable. And I think they show ThinkCard at some point like being really upset, and I think it's because there's something troll has happened. Like it is just so silly. It's so obvious, but you know it happens. Like it's a stressful situation. It's his it's not technically his first play. He played on LTA, LTA South is what it was called last year. But yeah, I mean, small mistake. I mean, Inspired is a good player, so he is making all the right moves. Had Isles there, and in this game gets punished for the errors of his ways. Okay, a good start for Inspired, but not anything crazy. FlyQuest tried to do the dragon, but it doesn't end up manifesting itself into anything. Inspired is here, obviously, with Phage and Sheen. He is stronger than Griffin right now. But I don't think either team, I'm pretty sure neither team gets the dragon. Yeah, neither team gets the dragon. It's just, we started dragon, we tried to do it, and then nothing happened. Top lane's fighting. And we'll move on to quick update. A neutral trade, FlyQuest does dragon, and then Inspired goes and does grubs. That's all fine. Now, this is good play from FlyQuest bot lane. Because we just traded neutrals, we know Wukong is top lane, so we're playing very aggressively for this trade on the bot side of the map. And this is exactly what you should be doing. LYON is trying to respect it, but probably just a bit of unfamiliarity with the Sona ult range, because she clips both Corki and Nami at the very edge. So LYON is trying to do the right thing. They just misplayed it, I believe. And good from FlyQuest to find and look for that play. We're going to keep going. And here, Sona bases. Lucian tries finishing, tries crashing the wave, but doesn't end up getting it off. And it's just 1v2, and obviously you're not winning a 1v2. Potentially you could have lived, but okay, whatever. Now, Inspired is now feeling his confidence. He goes to contest the Raptor camp. Now, this turns into like a complete dogfight. Cryogen is here first, which is good, but Sona with no ulti isn't that threatening, and Nami is significantly more threatening with the bubble and the slow. So this turns into a 2-for-1. Excuse me, I don't know why I always yawn when I talk. Turns into a 2-for-1, and the saving grace to this is Gecko solo killed Dokla at the same time. So probably part of the reason why Inspired felt so confident about going for this invade is because Galio ulti is a much better spell than, or like much longer range spell than Rumble. So Rumble's probably just not going to be able to get here in time. But Gecko's just all into him at this time, and then Dokla's trying to ulti, but it just doesn't work. So Gecko's having a good time. I mean, this is sometimes how I see this Rumble versus Galio lane go. Lately, I've seen it go pretty even, but I always thought that Rumble was supposed to win this lane. And here is actually something I'm not sure about. Sometimes I don't know why things happen. I'm always speculating about stuff. Here, LYON don't contest this dragon. And I don't really understand why we're not contesting. The only thing I can think of about why we're not contesting is we don't have Wukong ulti. and we see that as, you know, a huge problem, or that the Rumble, like we already know Rumble's here, and maybe it's just that, but like it's kind of hard to tell because of the replay. But I feel like if we wanted to contest this, we could have easily been ready because it's Galio who has ulti. But LYON opt to not contest this. They're just simply allowing Inspire to do his camps, and FlyQuest eventually go and try to dive top. This dive is low-key insane. It's actually crazy to me that they went for this dive and that it worked, because if Gakkos doesn't get CC'd by this the Galio taunt, I think this dive is really scary. But they get the dive. It is just basically a 4v1 dive with no minions, which, you know, it should happen, but I don't know, it's kind of scary to me. But maybe it's not scary to them. Good job from LYON there to get something for the dragon. After the dragon, the Zinza has to do camp, so it's not like he can just appear top lane. Okay, here is our next play. Griffin is going to take the Hex Gate, and LYON decide that that's not allowed. So they all in. And I think the way that this fight starts is so bad for LYON, specifically because the Wukong got stunned. If that doesn't happen, I think the fight is a lot easier, but with Rumble TPing in, that's the difference maker. As soon as the Rumble starts TPing, LYON recognizes that they cannot keep going. And a very good play, kind of like self-error from LYON there. FlyQuest didn't really do anything, like he was just fighting. But LYON get a nice kill, or excuse me, FlyQuest get a nice kill, get themselves a little back into the game. And Quad gets caught here. This is a really good TP ward that Dokla actually plays. I wrote that down somewhere. Dokla plays his ward and capitalizes on it by killing Quad. Nice little play. And nice W from Saint. The next play that happens is the dragon. Now in this fight is where like the Sona power is really supposed to come through, but I think FlyQuest really misplayed this fight, and you can tell immediately why. Look at where the Sona is. Sona cannot be here in a team fight. That's not how Sona works. This is where you want to be if you're playing Rel. This splitting of the fight makes this situation really awkward. Masu is fighting the Galio, but Galio just ults to the other side of the fight, so Masu basically didn't do anything for a while. Sona is now here, but Inspired also had a Herald play where he heralded into like the whole team and got the fight started, and it just ends up being a a relatively clean fight from LYON. A good execution from them, and not looking good for FlyQuest. Looks like they're about to get 3-0'd. Now, the next couple minutes, basically nothing happens. We'll just skip ahead. Okay. So, LYON got control of top side. They started the Nash. And with the Nash, I mean, they're not even really turning off Nash. They're kind of already got it off. But they turn off of when they walk in. And it just feels weird that we're doing it like this to me. Like the two carries get engaged on, then Cryogen dies afterwards. We TP'd in. Seems a bit discoordinated from FlyQuest. Like, if so, excuse me. Maybe next time I'll do these in parts, so I'm not yawning constantly. The Sona is contesting from the red bush here. You can see she's gonna walk in and try to ward there, but FlyQuest is getting turned on over here. I don't know. I feel like we need to be contesting from the same side. We can't be going from multiple angles. Now, FlyQuest does have Soul Point, so that is very important. And if they get Soul Point, the game could be winnable. So it's another fight. And the problem here is that Lion's Engage is actually quite good. And the Galio ulti onto the flanking player corrals them all to get hit by Nami ulti. And now, because FlyQuest isn't the one that's going in, they're kind of just fish in a barrel for this Nami Talia combo. And Corgi is also there. But Talia is like really, really good when you're just slowly chasing them down, especially when you have Rylai's. Now, after this fight, they go and kill Nash. And now they have Nash. Oh, no, they already had Nash. No, they... What's going on? Yeah, sorry, they already had Nash. They had Nash after they killed... I forgot to mention it. They got Nash after the turn. Anyways. Now they're going to push mid-top. And FlyQuest is looking for a pick. This one doesn't end up working out, but it doesn't end up working poorly either. It's just not a fight that happened. And we'll skip ahead. Lion do eventually get mid and top tier 2s. But here, Lion find and engage onto FlyQuest. Quad got solo killed by Inspired, and the 4 core from Lion also get engaged on at the same time by Talia ulti cutting them off. And it's just a clean 5-0 ace into series over. I would say player of the series this game for me, it's basically just got to be Inspired. I think Griffin was very, very outclassed this series. I mean, Saint did really well as well, but I felt like he was more capitalizing on the advantages that FlyQuest had, or excuse me, that Inspired had and created. So I definitely think Inspired played really well. I think all of Lion played really well. I'm slightly concerned with how that game 1 played out, that they were playing so safe and passively, but games 2 and games 3 did seem like those issues didn't exist. So I'm kind of chill with what they did. Overall, I think they could do pretty well. And I don't know who they play next, but I think it might be TL that they play next. But whatever. I think they have a good shot at beating anyone. They looked a lot better this series than they did the other series before. So excited to see more from them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. And thank you for watching.